When you were in school or university, did you ever fall asleep during a speech? Could you tell that speaker had no enthusiasm? When you are enthusiastically sharing an idea or something good news to friends or with friends, you're doing it enthusiastically. And that's very contagious, and that's what we're going to focus on in this session. This is important because that enthusiasm is contagious, and if you want your audience to respond, that enthusiasm is very valuable. So again, put in your email so I can send this information to you. We're looking at impacting your audience, and in your impacting your audience, we're looking at enthusiasm. And go ahead and put in your name. And if you don't want, the email address is strictly confidential, but again, put in your alias if you don't want anybody to see your name. We're looking at enthusiasm. So is enthusiasm really that big a deal? Yes. Okay. It's vital in speaking and communicating. It's one of the most contagious forms of communication that there is. And this is both for good and bad. What do I mean? If you have someone who has positive enthusiasm, everyone's around her or him is going to have that same positive enthusiasm. Same with negative enthusiasm. And it'll just, it's like a bad apple. An apple that's gone bad, it's going to make all the other fruit go bad if you don't get rid of it quite right away. So you want to be able to focus your enthusiasm and draw it into and share it with your audience. Let's look at a few exercises that you'll want to try over the next few days with people around you. Just try being more enthusiastic, try being more and trying some of these ideas. The first is just show enthusiasm. Get out that PMA, that positive mental attitude, and let it go to work. But be enthusiastic around people. Number 2, practice enthusiasm. What? Okay. Read out loud in a very enthusiastic way for at least 10 minutes a day. You will be shocked at how much you can learn to show enthusiasm. Okay. Number 3, find enthusiasm. Think about your favorite teacher, the best teacher, the teachers everyone liked. They showed enthusiasm for their subject. And a good doctor will tell you that enthusiasm has as much to do with a cure as the medicine or the procedure that they do. If that doctor is positive and enthusiastic, the patients get well much faster. Then, number 4, you want to prepare your enthusiasm. Like with the practicing, you want to find where you are enthusiastic and prepare and get ready to talk about that. Share it with others, okay? Which is the next one. Share your enthusiasm with others. If you are excited and you have that enthusiasm, share it with those around you. And there's this state called flow, which is the optimal engagement or optimal experience, which means when you are so involved in what you do that time seems to stand still or go forever. Nothing can bother you, nothing can interrupt you because you're so into what you're doing. It seems like you're just flowing. Well, that is engaged enthusiasm, or what I call engaged enthusiasm. So practice that, get into it. Find something that you love to do and just get into that flow enthusiasm. And number 7, I want to practice what is not enthusiasm. And it's not animated feelings. Okay? It is that genuine, enthusiastic, and enthusiastic experience. I liken enthusiasm to the butterfly collector who's enthusiastic about collecting butterflies. They're not going to be all animated, okay? But they just love that hobby. That's what we're talking about. Find it, do it. And remember, be authentic and be sincere. So this is quite important for your speech because it will help you be and relate to and share that enthusiasm with your audience. Let me conclude this session. In this session, we've talked about enthusiasm. We've talked about practicing enthusiasm by just showing it and reading out loud, finding enthusiasm around you, remembering teachers or doctors, preparing your enthusiasm, making sure it's controlled and focused in a certain area, and sharing that contagious enthusiasm, and practicing some of your engaging experiences like flow, and making sure it's not animated feeling or negative. This is important because it really does affect your audience in ways that it's very intangible, but it makes a big difference. Be enthusiastic. Engage your audience.